Right at the anvil, where I left off of. There we no. There we go. Oh yes! Easy, easy swing. Good, good. That's exactly the amount of momentum I need to get up there. Brilliant. Up there goes the backlight. Come on. Cooperate just a little bit, please. No. Yes. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Catch that, catch that, catch that. Woo! We're at 17 victories now. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Going now. Miking check. I charged your battery up all afternoon, you had better not go out. Hey, I'm Aaron the Surrealist. On this channel I learn, talk about, and practice filmmaking. But today I'm doing something a bit different. Normally I do filmmaking stuff, how short films are made, how filmmaking works, different techniques and different technical stuff that I can get over. But I decided to try something a little bit different and try a little gameplay actually. Recently I've been cleaning off my computer and upgrading it to the latest version of Mac OS, and I decided to go ahead and reinstall Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. And since I have the game back on my computer, I thought it'd be fun to try my own Let's Play, try my own kind of gameplay with this game here. I definitely haven't done any playthroughs on camera, so I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and do that here and record my progress to the game as I attempt to beat it once again. For those of you who know this game, you know it's notoriously difficult and extremely rage-inducing, of course, and it's very difficult to win even the first time. So anybody who can do it multiple times is like, oh, okay, you are something extraordinary, you are something weird and something just beyond all what most game players are capable of doing, because I've beaten Getting Over It not once, not twice, not 3 times, not just 4 times, not even 5 times, but I think as you've seen in the tease earlier, I've now Getting Over It 17 times. So for those of you who do know about this game, yeah. Okay, weird obsession, weird that I'm getting back into it. And for the rest of you out there who don't know about this game, it's an independent game developed, of course, by Bennett Foddy, as you can see. It's out available on the website Steam, where there are a lot of other PC games out available, different independent games and other mainstream games like Portal are on there. And it's pretty much just a climbing game, starting out climbing over rocks, climbing over landscapes, and you get into more modern architecture, into kind of interiors, and then over some more rocks and onto some snowy areas, just different landscapes, different kind of obstacles. And as you saw from my tease earlier, I already beat the game, so I can't continue anything. This is just sort of a one and go type of game, so I'm going to go ahead and click New Game and introduce you more hands-on to what the game's all about. So here's our main character, or our main guy that you play as. It's a shirtless, burly, muscular, shirtless man in a cauldron, just kind of sitting in a cauldron. I think he's been dubbed the Cauldron Man by avid players of this game, because it's just a guy in a cauldron and he's wielding this pickaxe that, as I'm moving my mouse around, also moves the tip of the axe around. So you can see the circle here, I'm moving my mouse around, which moves the circle around, and the axe is guided and directed by that circle. And you are able to move around by the axe, so you can carry yourself around with the axe, you can move where the pick below you and kind of push up, and that's how you move around. That's how you get over obstacles, that's how you move forward in the map, and that's effectively how you get over it. So there is a narration and there's some music to this. It's narrated by Bennett Foddy, as you saw the main name on the title screen. So I'm going to move forward through the game. I'm going to move forward through it kind of quickly just because, you know, I'm super experienced with the game and I know what's going on and I know what I can do. So I'll move quickly forward through it. I'll try not to talk very much, so I'll just listen. I'll just let you listen to what's going on and what Bennett Foddy talks about. The philosophy of starting over and the philosophy of facing big challenges.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view.
Oh, come on.
Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back.
Come on, there we go.
I'll be here.
So the higher I climb, the more in danger I am of falling off and having to start
I
over.
understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always.
Even your mistakes. This is classified as a rage game because of how outrageously difficult it gets and anger-inducing.
Titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely.
It's a very difficult part for beginners. Oh man, overshot that.
It's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
Come on.
Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking,
There we go.
you're standing next to this dead
No.
tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident
There we
in your
go.
ability to
Stay.
get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real.
Here we go.
The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it,
There we
and it
go.
would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it
Yes,
easier.
yes.
It already
Woo!
felt like my
Oh,
inability
come on.
to get past a
No.
new obstacle was my fault, as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them. And it's our repeated
There we
attempts
go.
to reach
There
the
we go.
summit that turns those mountains into something real.
Sit.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement.
There we go.
You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock.
There we
And
go.
at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects.
You can see how random this landscape is getting.
And for the most part, that hasn't happened. Because the objects
Like
in the
there's a
stores are
slide that's
trash.
just in midair. What's going
Doesn't mean they
on?
look bad or that they're badly made.
And there's some
although a lot of them are.
dentures up in the left
I mean, they're
side.
trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink.
There we go.
Things are made to be consumed and used in a
Can
certain
I
context.
go like that?
And once the
Yes.
moment is gone, they transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age.
There we go.
You could build culture out of trash. But only trash culture. B games, B movies,
B
B
philosophy.
music,
B
B
philosophy. Yep. Listen to his ramblings plenty of times, that's for
This is
sure.
what digital culture is.
Come on, catch that.
A
No,
monstrous
other way.
mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's
Oh,
fountain.
that was a
A
good place to
landfill
land,
with
dang it.
everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted. There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded
Nope.
adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups.
Almost
car
fell.
crash, epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten,
Come on.
unrecycled, muddled,
Get that.
rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing
Nope.
beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight.
Here we go.
In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things?
Onto the camera.
When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting, delaying you. Players played stoically.
Oh, come on.
Now everyone's turned
Catch
off
that.
to that. They want to burn through it quickly.
Oh, wow, that was a
Quick
good
fix for the
land.
figure, some
Right on the
tricks
tip of the
for tricks
camera.
of the feckless. But that's not you. You're an acrobat.
Bat. You can swallow a baseball bat. No. Yes.
Now
Yes.
I know. Most likely you're watching this
Catch.
on YouTube
Good.
or Twitch. While
That's
some
exactly
dude
where I need
with
to
10
go.
million views does it for you.
Toilet.
Like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too.
A lot of philosophy on culture and art and where his game
But on the
sits
off
and all
chance
that.
you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far. Feeling frustrated?
It's overrated. I usually do the daring move of just shoving myself that way. There we go.
An
Orange.
is sweet, juicy fruit locked inside a bitter peel.
You will not
That's
slip
not
me
how
up
I
this
feel about a
time.
challenge.
I don't feel like going
I
through
only want
that.
the bitterness. It's coffee. It's grapefruit.
It's
It's
licorice.
licorice.
It's kind of a tricky jump. Oh, don't do that. If I go too far to the left. Okay. Like a centimeter? Okay. Woo! No! Oh, come on. Oh, I didn't expect my axe to catch to the right so well. No, stop it, stop it, stop it. Who knew? It's like when you fall, you have to pay close attention to what's about to fly underneath you or right next to you, and just keep your axe held up out to the side so you can catch something, which has saved me numerous times for sure. Okay. You get to see some big falls in this game. I'll get back up there. It's a matter of time. No, 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 no.
Sorry.
Oh, wow. Grab something. Thank you. I'm pretty sure Bennett Foddy placed a lot of these things in like the exact right spot, like a thread of something in the exact right spot. So if you fall, you just manage to cling on to a little edge of floor or wood or whatever, or an object. Woo! No, 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 no. Yes. Like, even if you're brand new to this game, I'm sure there's a lot of suspense going on watching me play through this, because falling is always the greatest stake in a situation like this, when you're gaining height and you're trying to move around so much, and there's always the possibility of failure. There we go. There we go. Nope. Oh, always grabbing onto the wrong stuff and pulling. Chair, fling. There we go. Try this again. Hopefully I land on the rock, and hopefully I stay there. I knocked the orange off and it fell somewhere. And I usually discover the orange whenever I fall and land in just the right spot. Okay. Woo! Oh, that was a good launch. That hardly ever works out. Onto the second rock. Another really difficult spot for beginners. Markiplier did an entire, I think it was 2 hour and a half live stream of himself trying to conquer these boulders. He had such a hard time getting over this part of the game. Finally did it, and he was very happy, to say the least. Come on, there we go. Had a lot of dopamine rushing, as he put it. Okay. Over these rocks. Cool, cool, cool. And we're coming up to what might actually be the hardest part, or at least the second hardest part of the game, is climbing this, this like big church, whatever it is. And there's a cougar head. So this is a weird jump. No! If I don't get that. Oh, man.
Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you.
Nope. Grab something. Holy cow. Oh, that was a fall. Oh, that was a big fall. Do not ride the snake off to the right. Oh, no. Ooh, oh. Stop. Oh, frick. Okay, now this guy is jumping off just in case something happens. Something's probably going to happen once this big guy comes up.